Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. So today we are going to be working on a copper utensil set. This utensil set I'm making in this video was for a very specific client called Midwest Living Magazine, and for a photo shoot that they were doing of my ironwork. So we're going to start with some 1/4 inch by 1 inch flat stock, or 6 mil by 25 mil, and approximately about 10 inches long, or 250 mil. The first step in this process is we're going to use edge blows, and we are going to neck down approximately a 1 inch square cube on the end of this bar here. Now, this is going to get drawn down. This whole section here is going to become the handle section, and it's going to get drawn down to roughly 3/8 inch round bar. But we have to take it from this 1 inch by 1/4 inch flat bar first, and then take it down to the 3/8. So all I'm doing here is defining the two shoulders of the handle. This here isn't a very specific measurement. You can do what you like here. As you know, if you bite off more material, you will get a longer handle. If you bite off shorter material, you will have a shorter handle. So after we get these first initial shoulders established, this will go down a lot quicker. It will give us 2 reference points to work up to. So now we're going to get a little closer shot here of the anvil so you can see what I'm doing here. I've already been doing some drawing down of this quite a bit. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I did do some of this set, or most of the sets that I've had to work on here lately, under the power hammer. Now, before I had a power hammer, I did do all this at the anvil, just like you're seeing here, by hand. I try to use my power hammers as little as possible in my videos, as to take and be fair to the guys that do not have power hammers, to show them that you do not need a power hammer in order to do highly skilled work. So all I'm doing here is using what's left in the heat to just clean everything up. I like to do that after each heat. When most of the rough forging is done, I like to clean stuff up. So here we are at the horn to take and get a little more of an aggressive draw on this. In this type of work, you want to be real careful not to be too aggressive with your drawing out. So something like the broadest section of the horn of the anvil is best for this. I wouldn't suggest a lot of heavy fulling operations or using the edge of the anvil for this particular thing, because it's very easy to thin this material too quickly. Get away and get enamored with just the hammering process, and then, thin it out too much. So using the edge of the anvil, or using like a sharper radius on the horn, is appropriate when you are taking and trying to draw out or reduce material thickness quickly. But when you start getting close to your material thickness, you need to go to the flat of the anvil and just start dressing things there. So here, there's nothing magical about this. I'm just getting this all rounded up. You want to work your transition points first from your handle to the actual shank here, or the shaft of the utensil set. You want to make sure that you keep your blows nice and even and square and flat in surface plane to the anvil. This will allow you to achieve a really nice, smooth, round finish. Now, what's even better than this is if you have a top and bottom fuller, or a top and bottom swedge, I should say, that is set to 3/8 inch round already, and that would make this a real slick, easy job to do. But it can be done, once again, with just hammer and anvil. So, the finer the surface finish of your hammer, and the finer the surface finish of your anvil, will dictate how smooth of a finish you actually get when you create a round bar out of this. So as you can see, this just takes some time, and then all I'm doing here is working it while it's colder to take and look at all the little facets that I need to take and hammer out. And it's really just taking and just cleaning it up at this point. So now that we got that done, we're going to go on and we are going to round up this 1-inch square bit on the end, or 25 mil square, and we're just going to push it into approximately a 3/4 inch round kind of button on the end here. Now if you're taking notice, I'm working off the corners and supporting the reverse side of that corner against the anvil. So this isn't me driving straight down, this is actually me driving with back face blows against the anvil to help round this up. But as you're going to see here in a second, knocking off that back corner is a little tough from this angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse this process and go to the near side of the anvil, or the side near the user, and we are going to knock off those ugly little corners there that you see. And it's going to look a little something like this after this next little clip. So this next little clip will give you a little better shape of an idea of what we're doing here. You know, just right around the edge. It's just a little different angle so you can see what's going on. The point is we want to take and get the front side, or if you picture 3 sides of that square, nice and round before we go to this next step. And you'll see why all this is important here in just a minute, or in the finished product. Now we're going to radius off those bottom edges. And here's a good point so where you can see where that rocking motion that I'm using. So I'm dropping the tongs and slowly lifting up, trying to be careful not to hit in the same place twice, and trying to constantly rotate it. And that's how you create really nice round details on the end of stuff for finials and whatnots. Just trying to keep everything proportionally to the same thicknesses while cleaning up the nice radius here. So the last step in this process is going to be in this next clip, and that's where we're going to end this video. The last step in this process is actually going to be performing a set down to transition from the handle to the actual spatula or ladle set. So that's what we're going to do now. And this is simply, we find a good sharp edge of the anvil, which my edges are always sharp, so not too short supply here. And we're going to use half on, half off blows, and essentially just drive our hammer straight down. Now sometimes it helps if you rock the handle side to side a little bit. This will help it spread more evenly into still a disc shape. And then the last but not least process of this will be to just pretty much clean up that shape with any sort of file or grinding that you wish to do. It all depends on how smooth you made it to begin with. But that's it for this video. That completes the shaping, main shaping on the hammer. The handle. Be sure to check out the next one in the series. God bless you all, and we'll catch you on the next one.